this button here, and this button here, and...
Spiritually, yes, I am here. Mentally, no.
None of us are here mentally. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hola.
I'm just going to do this for like a couple seconds.
No. My eyes, they are burning my eyes.
You should get that fixed, man. Like some eye drops or some shit.
Yeah.
No, it's Tantus's dancing.
Hey, I'm sexy dancing. Sometimes
Okay, then allergy
Exactly.
That's
medication.
worse.
Then perhaps allergy medication.
Ah.
Okay. Enough. I mean, at least he's not singing, but still.
I
You
sing
had to fucking
wonderfully. Thank you very much. I just don't sing up very often. So that's why you're like, you're singing. I don't sing ever. Anyway, welcome. We're technically playing D&D, not doing whatever the hell this beginning intro was.
Bananas.
Who fucking knows anymore? And there's been no bananas on the map for a while.
N-I-S.
No, we're just acting bananas.
Now there is.
I will say there is a small bee.
There's a little bee.
There's a bee.
Yeah, in the bottom right corner.
Uh-huh.
Believe it.
Believe it.
I
So
want to
we're a
drug out.
terrible dub of a anime. Believe it. I was gonna also go for. There was a little bee, which was also, what was that? That was a made up character that for a D&D game. It was what was it? A halfling were-cockatrice. You can't be a were-cockatrice. Someone came up with the idea for one, and he was a little bee, little bird. You're welcome. Everyone knows that now. The more you know. Anyway, we were playing.
Anyway, we're all turning into were-badgers.
Yes.
That's an entirely other game, not this game. Thank you very much.
And then poke us with a spoon.
Can I be a were-badger, Tantus?
No.
Aw.
A demon were-badger?
Yes.
Because were-badgers have the distinct ability that they rage when they take damage uncontrollably and then murder everything. It's
I mean,
probably
that's
not.
already me.
But you don't murder your friends too.
Normally.
Normally.
Here's the thing I have.
And lightning can have a wolf were. Curse them. That's the weird not werewolf creature.
Well, their normal form is wolf, and they turn into a human?
Yeah. Oh god, it's a thing. It's a thing. in
By a
D&D.
human?
I don't know. It's a thing in D&D.
That
What
wolf
about
got
a,
hit by a human, man.
What about a warehouse that it's a normal house, but on a full moon it turns into a wolf?
I would be this house that we're currently in.
It's just a giant.
If any house would do it.
It's a furry house with like weird house legs and like its main door turns into a mouth and I'm like, it's like, it'd just be like.
Dog is hut.
Either that, or it's a house that turns into a normal-sized wolf.
It's just like.
Full house turns into a normal
everything
size.
is crushed inside.
What about a were-kraken house?
Is that a house that turns into a kraken, or a kraken that turns into a house?
House
Or
that
both.
turns into a kraken.
Yes.
Look, none of these exist, but okay. Anyway, adventures happened last week. If you
They
missed
did?
them, they happened. Yeah. You were working on resolving many of your house issues. Then you got some new friends in. There was a big golem man, a cat man, and the older dude with a staff that you had seen previously. And they totally were like, hey, these things that are issues. Hey, yeah, they're issues. We can work on some of these to help you out.
Except for the time that Kazan and the Golem Man got distracted talking about Artifice.
Yeah. You did get distracted talking about Artifice. And that's kind of where we left off, I believe. Unless I'm forgetting anything. Am I forgetting anything? Someone has notes.
My brain is dead.
You leveled us up to level 20.
And then I removed 10 levels from you. Right, that's how I
And then
remember.
gave us 50 levels.
And then gave you negative 400 levels. So you're now back to level 1. Because
I'm
you can't go
pretty
into
sure
negatives.
actually we're level 69.
Giggity.
That's just the level you want to be at with Lion Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Can you blame me? And Johnny is hot.
He is the Lion Man. Lion Man.
The not so little lion man.
He is in fact quite large. I think he is like 7 foot tall or something.
Maybe he's baby Johnny.
Is that like Muppet Babies? Only it's
Johnny baby.
the Planeswalker babies.
Liliana only commits infant war crimes.
You make our claims come true.
Liliana commits infant war crimes. The undead she summons are all adorable and murderous.
And fetuses.
Joe, no, bad,
No,
bad,
no.
no. Lose a
Veto.
level. You're vetoed. Lose
We haven't
50 experience.
We haven't instituted a veto system, but I am now.
Yeah.
Veto.
Anyway, yes. So you've gone over what's in your upstairs rooms, kind of getting an idea of what's what's left of the Phyrexian technology that you have, what's been taken, what's being disposed of properly. There are certain things that were discussed but haven't been dealt with, i.e. your nice blue undead friend.
And man in basement.
The man in the basement, the Hedron.
The jelly.
gate, the jelly.
Talk to.
And the other rooms near the man in the basement, because one of them has a Phyrexian horror in it.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Well, it was apparently a completed demon. So that means it was a demon that was converted to Phyrexian, and that's not great. And Karen keeps trying to talk to the man in the basement.
Which we all agree is a bad idea. Carrie, you need to stop.
We've already talked to enough people and caused enough issues. It's fine.
Yeah, why do you think that would stop being an issue?
Because I'd be dead.
No, that just makes Cat sad.
Dobby treats?
Dobby treats?
Doobie.
What do you...
Now Doobie treats?
Doobie?
Like drugs? Or
Yeah.
like...
No, oh, no Doobie treats.
I
It's
don't
supposed
yeah,
to be.
no Doobie
Oh,
streets.
okay. So it looked like no. It said now Dobby treats.
Dobby
Now Dobby treats.
I'm tired. It's been a
so
long
you
day
would
at
take
work.
any of my weed from me. My smoke leaf, I'm sorry. Fantasy smoke leaf.
We just burn it, that's all.
That would just get all of us high.
With Zoom, you could try.
You know, she's always got an extra bag. Why do you think you never see the some of her pets? Because she just keeps bags of like drugs in them that slowly leaks in, so they're all high.
I think that would kill most of them. Like, I know a decent amount about animal physiology, and it turns out drugs are bad.
Especially the bird, since it's not that big.
Would
Bad for the
never hurt
bird.
my storm boy, or my lizard puppy, or Wintress.
Just like Wintress, hold
store a
it.
lot in
Just,
winter.
Wintress, just bend down. Don't worry about this. You're holding this for a while.
So, is Lee the only thing keeping our sanity in check?
I guess so. Apparently,
Jesus Christ.
it's just Maxwell does something, and it tends to be like something a little foolhardy and without like a high wisdom, and that just corrects all of us and drives everyone up to sanity. And without that, everybody's just kind of crazy.
Cool, I'm gonna commit arson.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna be my little break from sanity is a little crime.
An angel flies in and smacks
That's a
your
chick.
finger. You smacks your hand. It's like, no.
I'm gonna drink your blood.
Don't, please, I want that back. I'll invent hypodermic needles.
But, Claud doesn't actually have blood, so it wouldn't work very well.
No,
Oh, no,
I'll
I-
inject it back into
Remember
myself.
that was the thing I got from the witch.
Yes.
Is my blood, and I will invent.
Blood.
I will invent a hypodermic needle to inject it back into myself.
Nope. Too late.
I don't know what the hell that would do to you, man.
I absorb it.
You'd be like spiritually connecting with yourself.
Yeah,
That's gotta
I'd
be
vibe
like,
super hard.
you would vibe super hard, and it would be weird.
It's fine.
I could do that. I could drink Kaz's blood and then turn into a copy of Kaz.
Yeah.
I don't know how Kaz would take that. Probably violently.
Anyone remember what I named my bird?
No. I don't even remember what you named the lizard puppy. Oh, no.
The lizard puppy is
Ophis. I gave the name because that was already named.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ophis. I remember.
Lizard? I don't know. Did you name the bird?
I don't know if you named the bird.
So you got Ophis, Saria,
I did.
Wintris, and Other Bird, and Stormcrow. And Stormcrow has a name that we don't know. And the horse has a
Saria's
name.
been hanging out with me a lot lately.
Well, yeah, because you asked to learn special things from it.
Yes. Because Saria is awesome.
Then why did you forget about Saria for legit a year?
No. It was like half a year before you remembered. Oh, wait, we have a bird.
We all forgot about
We
Saria.
got Saria in like March.
Mm-hmm. And remembered about it like a couple of months ago. I mean, it's been a few months since you remembered Saria.
Yeah, a
Oh,
couple of months ago was March.
Yeah, it was like a year.
I don't know. It wasn't that bad. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, you could get their help to assist in some of the stuff downstairs. They were planning, I think, on going and checking out the stuff in the basement. Not this weird man, just because resolving him is an entirely different issue.
It's a giant boss fight.
I'm ready for some violence.
Violence.
I wake up every day wanting violence.
Oh, I will follow the people down to the basement.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you going to, okay. They're going to go to the room with the Phyrexian horror first, where it looks like there was experimentation with, well, probably some form of completion. Honestly speaking.
Gonna be a lot of scorch marks.
So the third basement.
Yes.
The sub basement.
We have a lot of basements.
Yes. Past the...
Oh yeah, there's a conjuring circle down there too.
There is a conjuring circle, too. I'll send you guys... Let me just move the map to there.
We'll mention that to them as well.
That's B1 and B2. Is B3 here? Should be.
What about B4?
There it is.
What about bees?
Bees?
What about 2B?
Only if
or
you're covering
not-
Henry
or not
Winkler.
to be.
Only if you're covering Henry Winkler in bees does it count for anything. Otherwise,
What about Bob?
I always cover Henry Winkler and bees.
What about Bob? Did you forget about Bob?
And you didn't put us in
From
basement
accounting?
3 yet.
Oh, I
No,
moved myself.
Basement. No, we did. Basement
no,
3
he-
is on that map.
Yeah,
No,
basement
he
three's on the
didn't
map.
move us there. He
I'm
put
there.
us on B1.
No, it's all there.
It's all three basements are the same map.
Oh, that's why.
It's at the
It
bottom.
just says
I'll
B1 at the
I'll
top.
shift
That's
ping
why I
it.
was
Yeah,
like, huh?
down there. I shift ping you down to the bottom.
You gotta look around.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So D was apparently where he was experimenting with magical genetics and creating things like owlbears.
C is the Phyrexian creation.
And E is where he is at. B is
And
the
B-
conjuring circle.
Conjuring circle.
And A is some kind of extensive alchemy lab.
Yes.
Alright. So, yeah, they'll head for the room where the Phyrexian is. The creature itself is in a state of, like... It's alive. As soon as the golem, Karn, enters the room, the creature will kind of perk up again, kind of with like... Because this thing is, like, in really terrible shape. It's very obvious that large portions of its flesh have just been removed or have, like, melted off, showing bone structure, and then it's, like, bone mechanical with, like, small bits of flesh that just seem to be enough to keep it alive in some form. As, like, you know, like, entire leg is, like, skeletal, but it's still, like, with, like, metal pieces, like, hooked on, it still moves. This thing is just creepy and unpleasant, and it's incredibly terrible shape, probably. But as soon as it, like, it kind of, like, reacts to your entering, as it kind of, like, growls something, in probably a language that Carrie understands.
This is a little better. Last time it was mostly laughing at us and insulting us.
It'll actually then perk up again when Karn enters and state,
"Foul creation of the enemy, why are you here? You seek to end me. Do it! Your master is long since dead. My lord beheaded him. Its rotten carcass still lies within Phyrexia."
So it's mostly just ramblings like this, which is why we locked the door, because it gets annoying.
Well, the only one that understood that is probably Carrie.
Yeah, Kaz just thinks he's just rambling like a crazy person in weird noises.
Oh, you can't understand that shit?
Oh, he's saying words?
Yeah. I'm just gonna translate, just in case anyone else in the room doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
Actually,
arming
no.
our friends.
Is it infernal?
It is indeed an infernal.
Ah, I do speak that.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! I'm not the only one.
I understand it.
I think it's just Kaz and a Johnny who don't.
Yeah, I just look at you. It's speaking infernal.
I don't know what that... I know common and I know goblin. I don't think it's either of those.
No. It's like Carrie's grandfather's language.
That makes sense.
Anyway, where the fuck is this thing? And can we kill it?
Karn will converse. It is a Phyrexian general. I thought all of them were slain during the war.
So how do we get rid of it?
It should be easy enough to kill. It is in terrible shape.
I'm in.
Even with the influx of black mana in this region, it has not been enough to allow it any form of physical regeneration. Its body has obviously been torn apart, and it seems as though the machines in here are artificially prolonging its existence in a way. Without proper repairs, it would have perished probably long ago.
So we turn the machines off.
Yes, but I worry that perhaps just doing that would be easiest, but it may cause violent reactions.
Are the machines possibly also what's keeping it restrained?
That is what I was also thinking.
We could take the time to learn which machines do what and figure out only the right ones to dismantle.
We could kill it.
Could also just kill it the old-fashioned way.
My way.
Cadian's way.
I vote we dispose of it in some fashion.
I would agree.
He'll now switch. He's actually going to say something in common. Foul beings.
You wish to end my existence? Go ahead and try. I am the Overseer of the Third, High General of the armies of Phyrexia. Your
Good for you.
weapon may have decimated us, but our taint still remains here. I sense it even now, eating away at your land.
Take.
I'm trying not to laugh, but I can't help it. They just...
The Karn's gonna turn towards you and be like, "You don't understand what's humorous. He is threatening your end of all life as you know it, yet you laugh at him."
Oh, that
That's one of-
happens like 3 times a day.
That's part's true, but
before
it's...
the work.
He used a humorous word that has a different meaning.
The others are like, "None of those words are humorous."
I'm not going to explain it.
Yeah, no, they would understand it. It's not humorous to any of them because it's not. You're bad at.
Look, I'm sorry. We faced like several different threats like this living in this house. We're a little numb to it at this point.
What is the best way
It's
to
supposed
dispose
to
of this
fuck,
thing?
really.
That's it. If you all have a good method for destroying it, I'm all ears.
Agreed.
Probably
I'd like
best
this
just
trash out of our house.
Most likely, it'd be best just to take the thing's head and then worry about disposing the body. Though the neck might be thicker than we think. And even though it is restrained, approaching it may be dangerous.
They dangerous? That's my favorite word.
I could attempt. Teferi will speak up. Be like, I could attempt to restrain it. It would allow for some form of attacks to be made against it. Be set up against it. If we are going to try to defeat it, it might be our best bet. It would also allow for maximum containment.
I'll do whatever's needed to get this blight out of our house.
Then I will strike it down.
As a Johnny's going to pull out his like double axe thing, which I have no idea what it's called off the top of my head, but I know it's got a name.
Big sword.
It like a double axe thing. What the fuck is this weapon named?
Big boy.
No. You're very silly people.
Oh, what is that called?
Yes.
Give me a sec.
I wanna.
There is actually a specific... It's not a big sword. I was thinking of an entirely different thing.
Whenever I hear double axe, I just
It
think
might
of
just
that
be like a
horrible movie.
double axe of some kind. I mean, like, I think it's just it's like a two-headed axe staff or something, because apparently, like, it's like, supposedly, like, his axe head and then his brother's axe head on the other end or something, you know, to create his weapon. I don't know what it is actually, like, if he has, like, a...
The closest approximation in the real world is something called a Lajatang,
Mm-hmm.
which has 2 crescent-shaped ends to it.
Yeah. I don't know. But it's a thing.
Yep.
So... Yep. Anyway. So he has volunteered to possibly, like... He could physically try to behead it. Anybody else volunteering anything to try to use on this thing?
So many of my spells are just like fire-based, and we've learned that doesn't work.
I will do my usual stuff of Eldritch Blasting and Bolts from the Grave.
So just attacking it and hoping for the best?
Yeah, because I can do that from a distance and not have to get right up to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will go monitor the machines in case any of them react to physically attacking.
Okay. Alright, I was gonna roll this here. Okay. And I'm gonna probably roll that there. Okay. And once more for good measure. Ah, there we go. Now he's fished for it. It seems like it takes a little bit of time for Teferi to get his magic to work quite right on this thing. It's highly resistant, and fortunately it's chained up. But effectively, it stops moving completely at some point in time. And he says, if you're going to do something, do it now. This won't hold long with a creature of this power. Even in this weakened state, it is quite dangerous. Just roll. I think you get advantage against helpless targets, I believe. Because if anybody's doing anything else, roll it. You got your chance.
I'm looking at things. I'm just waiting to react effectively.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I need to know if we're rolling with advantage or not.
Same.
Looking up, helpless. It's technically...
Because I'm just gonna glaive it, I guess, in the neck.
So it's incapacitated. Certainly. It's got to be more than that. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. I could treat it like paralysis, even though it's like more than that, because it's like time stopped forcefully. Because that's what
Nice.
Teferi does. He is a time mage. So when you need time dicked with, ask the time mage.
There's actually spells for that now. In the Wild Mount source book.
Ah! Cool.
So we have advantage, you're saying?
Yes.
Yay!
Okay, in that case...
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure Carrion's hits.
Carrion certainly hits, yes.
Does mine hit?
No. It does hit the skin, but kind of reflects off of it.
Well, my
I
bolts.
don't-
See if I can do anything there.
That will hit into it, though. So you kind of blast into its body a little bit. Carrie will kind of slash into it. Let's roll something here. Okay, that's not great. But he gets multiple attacks, so let's try again.
Wait, so do I?
You
I
do-
forget about that.
Yes, you do. All right. Hacky time. All right. So like you and Johnny are gonna be hacking into this thing's neck then, a bunch, as Claude kind of like blasts into its body, kind of causing like damage to kind of like impact into it. And
That's
then
what I'm good at.
Kaz, you doing anything?
I am monitoring the machines, ready to react in case any of the machines start acting up.
Okay.
I don't think they are, but better safe than sorry. I imagine Karn is doing something similar.
Yes. It seems like he's doing something to make sure the restraints are holding. Anyway, after that brief moments of like being slashed at, it will become active again as kind of blackened blood will just spill out of its wounds, gaping wise, as it'll kind of scream at all of you. Struggling at its bonds, kind of clawing at folks. I'm just gonna give a claw towards a Catman and a claw towards a Carrie, because they're right up in its face. Carrie, what is your AC?
15.
Okay. I just need some stats here. There we go. We'll just use your damage roll. What is your damage roll?
And you didn't rage, did you?
No. I figured it'd be better not to rage, but maybe not.
Oh. Carrie, you'll take 24. Catman will take 11.
I don't know how to do math.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute.
As one of the claws will kind of tear into you, and the other one will kind of tear into him a little bit, as this thing is now like awake and very angry, and in pain. But certainly, you were unable to take advantage of that situation that it was set in. There are power levels spiking in the machines, Kaz.
Oh no. I don't know how to work these machines.
Roll intelligence. Just roll a straight intelligence right now and see what you can figure out.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Like,
Whoops.
something's happening.
Karn, if you can, and you're not busy, I'd appreciate a bit of assistance here.
Okay. He will come over to assist. All right. If people are still attacking it, I need another round of attacks. I'll say all of you have your initiative, then he has his initiative pass after that.
No longer advantage.
No longer advantage. He might be restrained in place, but he is not incapable of some movement.
But now I could be smart and rage, and then reckless attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I still get advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh,
Oh, that's sexy.
Okay, the bolts will hit.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
That's 42 damage.
Yeah. Meaning of life.
Meaning of life.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just have the 2 rolls. Okay. Alright, so Claude, you'll manage to kind of blast into its face with part of its head almost kind of blasting off with its head. And at first you seem like it might die, but then you see this kind of like creaking in its body as you begin to see stuff begin to knit together back in there. As like portions of his body are beginning to knit back together. Kaz, make a check with advantage now. Intelligence base.
Okay. Damn, my rolls.
Right, I'm going to give you the very basics here. The machine is compensating for the damage to his body by trying to keep him alive. The machine was meant to keep him alive.
Okay, everyone hold off on attacking if you can. It's not doing much. The machine is kind of taking the brunt of it.
It seems as though, like, he's basically fallen below a threshold for the machine, and now it's accelerating, like, whatever thing it was doing to keep him alive. It was basically keeping him in, like, a stasis before. Now it is seemingly physically healing him.
Can I search for, like, a power source to the machine?
Sure.
Is that investigation?
Yeah.
Do I have advantage with Karn or normal?
You can have assistance from Karn.
Woo!
There we go.
Sure. You can find a place that seems to be where a power source is at.
I'd like to disconnect it.
Alright, there seems to be some kind of tube that kind of comes into this from somewhere else.
I have a wrench. I'm gonna just loosen some shit, disconnect it, decouple it.
Okay.
I'll fucking cut it if I have to.
Okay.
Everyone, stand back a little bit. I'm gonna do some very bad ideas.
Tinker's tools with disadvantage, since you don't necessarily know what you're doing, I'm gonna say.
Tinker's tools with disadvantage. Okay.
Mhm.
Fingers crossed.
I say 22.
That's still good enough with the disadvantage. You managed to get it uncoupled quickly and efficiently. This kind of strange yellow liquid begins to kind of pour out. I will need you to give me a normal dexterity save. because you rolled so well on your Tinkerer's tool, you won't have disadvantage against dodging out of the way of this stuff.
Normal dexterity save. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Alright, then let me roll some dice here. Let me set it up properly. I have to roll 2 sets of dice. The first one will be electric and the second will be acid. 17 electric, 25 acid.
Okay, so
As an incredibly powerful, like, corrosive liquid just seems to, like, splurt out from where this pipe is kind of done.
All right,
You can see the
meaning of
ground
life,
kind of,
that's
like,
42.
You can see, like, the ground is just melting away there, and there's these, like, sparks of energy that's going off at it. Like, you sense that this, like, incredible amounts of power coming in through whatever this liquid is that's being pumped into these machines. From somewhere that you don't actually know about. I'm just going to give you...
is, like, blown back a little bit.
Yeah. You're probably you're pretty sure now. There's a part of this house you don't know about now. That you didn't discover.
Okay, there's some other shit in this house. I'm very hurt. I'm gonna sit here for a sec while you beat the shit out of this demon.
Alright. Thank you for delaying long enough. I am going to roll with this for a second. Let's see how well he rolls. He will have a 3. And, boopity boopity boop. Alright. So all of a sudden, like, a blast of, like, what seems like something will come from Teferi and hit into him. As it seems like he was actually working on some kind of, like, spells or something for a couple of turns there. As you will see, like, the metallic portions of the creature begin to kind of rust and age.
Nice.
It's certainly not as effective as it probably would have been if this thing could actually age physically, but since it has so many mechanical components, it's causing massive amounts of damage to it.
It's squeaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's roughly... So there is actually now a spell that does that, as I have found. And it's roughly equivalent damage to what you just did.
Oh, sweet. Like aging something.
Yeah, 10d12 necrotic.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. I mean, fucking, like, most of the Planeswalkers are, like, fucking, like, 20th level characters. I mean, they're, like, ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's a 9th level spell, but
yeah,
it makes sense.
These guys are, like, by the time you get to them in these adventures, they're usually ridiculous. There are some that are, like, weaker, and then you kind of see them, and they're like, oh, they're babies. They're like, maybe 10th level.
Hey, that's what we are.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be Planeswalkers?
No. Anyway. You could, but you cheat.
I do.
I could if I cheat.
Granted, there's technically another demon planeswalker, but he wasn't born a demon, so he doesn't know how quite the same way that demons use it. He became one, but he's also planeswalker. So I mean, that just
stopped being a planeswalker for a while.
And then
but
got
he
a
is now a
spark
planeswalker.
back. Yeah. He reclaimed his spark.
Although we also Maxwell could planeswalk because he's dead.
No, Maxwell could go through a planar portal and successfully survive it, theoretically.
Well, that's still planeswalking.
Kind of walking through planes.
Ah, no. Planeswalking and planar portals are completely different processes.
It's more planes throwing.
Yeah, that's what a planar portal is it tosses you to another one. Walking is, I have a nice walk. The portal is just kind of like lobs you into the other thing forcefully, you know? Using an outside source rather than your own internal energy.
Semantics.
No, it's actually completely different processes. You're like, we're planes. No, you're not. You, Maxwell, would not be playing.
I'm going to be a plane sailor.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to give you at this point in time, you could probably defeat it. It's been disconnected from machine. The remainder damage could be dealt. It is no longer healing up any wounds. So the regeneration can stop. And the damage that Claud had managed to do now seemingly takes a lot more effect because there's nothing preventing the regeneration of it.
Yay!
Of blowing off part of its face.
Yeah, I totally want to get anything that's phyrexian out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of have a little hatred towards them, you know?
Ah, I know what you're talking about. They're your bestest best friends. And they just love you, Claude. They just love you.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, having defeated that, there will be kind of like a sigh of relief. Ajani will use some of his magic to contain some of the areas, as Karn will basically use his abilities to try to break down what remains of it, to basically nullify any like remaining Phyrexian technology that's left over there. So the two of them are going to be working on that for a while.
Kaz is laying on the ground.
Yes.
That was a spicy hit I took.
You're okay, Kaz?
The pipe is still spurting out stuff, and that hole that's being burnt into the stone is growing larger.
Okay, I'm going to try to effectively like put a cap on the pipe, like a pipe end that will just deflect the flow.
You can easily tell from when you open up the pipe, there's some kind of material in the middle of it that seems to be what's insulating it.
Mending probably won't just patch that.
No. Now, granted, you have a section of pipe that probably has some of that material in there, but using that to kind of cap it wouldn't be necessarily easy. Give me a second here. Move this here.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn it. I absolutely could have absorbed some of that damage. Oh, well.
What ability?
Absorb elements. It's a spell.
Oh, yeah. How are you doing hit point wise?
31.
Not dead.
I took 42 points of damage.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage in one hit.
Yeah. Man, if I knew what some of my artificing abilities would do, this might have gone better.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know all my change abilities either. Like, I know my forms, but the only form I know that I get, what I get in it, is my giant form.
I have something called Repair Artifice that might be useful. I'll think about that. I'll also consider maybe a tools check or... I don't know. No, you're fine. Alright, I got a question. I don't actually know what either of these abilities do, but I have them. I have Sense and Analyze Artifice and Repair Artifice. Would either of those help in, like, capping this? Like a Detect Magic? Oh, like what Karn does when he touches Artifice. Yeah.
It's like Detect Magic, but for Artifice. Because that's what my Eldritch thing.
Yeah. But Mending normally doesn't restore magic. But I theoretically could. Yeah. I see. Then, unfortunately, I don't think I have necessarily anything, unless it's just like a tools check. I don't want to just put it back because it might bring the dude back to life. Yeah.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Yes. What happened?
You should check. Oh, hey, we're kind of on visual. I'm still in Kaz's spot as always.
I'm the DM now.
Cool. Quick, level us up.
No.
Ah, damn it.
Everyone gain 20
Yeah.
levels. Yeah, I don't know.
Spicy.
Oh. Lightning, could you hear me earlier?
Lightning, can you hear me?
Can you hear any of us, Lightning?
If you can hear me,
Now
you're
voice.
welcome.
Now voice, he said.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Lightning?
Players are good.
Could you hear
You're welcome,
me
Lightning.
earlier?
My voice is phenomenal. How has 42 been rolled 3 times this session?
I don't
effectively?
know. I need some information because I want to know, like, because I was
It's
muted
the
there
UI.
for. Oh, I muted myself when I went downstairs. I forgot to mute myself when I came back up. That's right. Okay. But that wasn't very long.
Yeah.
So me coming back up and things working out, we didn't really you didn't miss a lot from me being muted. Okay. That's fine. That was just me forgetting stuff. But we did have that bork out, and it's still a little off because like I can see like part of Joe's screen is like on
That's
my
just
side.
how it was when we started.
Did I accidentally do that and not realize that I had done that on my side? Well, I'll just readjust that there. And frickin'. There we go. Everything's a little better, more readjusted. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about how Claud's 2 abilities, I define them as the one is like Devil's Sight that Joe has, but with Artifice. That
Yes.
you can kind of read Artifice, and given enough time, you can analyze it, almost kind of like a combination of being like, this is Artifice, and then kind of deeply analyzing it, similar to Identify, but it would probably take a little while. Depending on the complexity, it could take anywhere from like a minute to many minutes, but you could still do it at a fairly rapid pace. And the other ability, which was your ability to repair it, kind of functions a little bit like mending. Given it's non-magical. It's more that you like understand the basics of it and can repair it, probably using actual materials, and you know, you know how to repair something that is damaged, that is Artifice, without compromising its magical or its energies.
Okay.
So, the pipe. You could replace it, but you don't know about the machine setting the thing back alive again. Right now, it is gooping out. It's created some kind of like melty pool, which is burning. It is definitely burning into the stone to a degree, but not very rapidly. You know, it looks like when it splashed on you, it did a lot of damage. It seems to be doing damage to, like, some, like, metal components that it's splashing on.
Mm-hmm.
The pipes seem to be made of a certain type of metal, too. Which the pipe doesn't seem to be damaged by it. Whatever type of metal this pipe is made out of.
Okay.
It's non-reactive metal.
Normally I would just do identify, but I think I might burn a spell. Or normally I might ritual cast identify, but I might just burn a spell slot for it. Nah, it still takes a minute. Damn. Okay, current problem now. This pipe leaking acid. I don't know how to fix it. I also don't know where it leads. Will admit, I am more curious about the latter than I am worried about the former.
The piping must be underground somewhere, and lead to another facility that we didn't know about. Perhaps there's a secret passage somewhere that you haven't discovered.
That's possible. I haven't really checked. How did we not think to look for secret passages in this house?
You never once thought to look for secret passages in this house.
This house is like so many kinds of messed up, and we'd never thought to look for fucking secret passages?
Because the house was so fucked up, we didn't want to mess with anything further.
Joe, you're muted, by the way.
There were so many things to deal with that weren't secret.
Yeah.
I guess. Still surprised that it never occurred to me to look for that. I'm going to start taking a look around to try to find maybe something like that. I'm going to investigate further to look for secret sliding doors.
Well, also question, where the pipes come out, is there any gap around it, or is it completely flush?
I mean, I'm going to say there's probably a bit of a gap. There's not going to be perfection on flushness. You might be able to squeeze in there. Yeah.
Here's the issue with that. It might be filling up with acid right now.
And the thing is, Joe,
Yeah.
you're good with acid. You're not good with electrical acid. Because it's basically is whatever this acid material is being used, it is being used to transport energy. Is what you can figure out. It's like an acidic material that is like can be supercharged with probably like some form of magical electricity. It is being transported from one location to another, basically being piped in. You do not see an outflow though. You haven't found that about it.
Alright, big strong people with slicing weapons, how quickly can you vivisect this dead demon?
Rapidly.
Good. I think if we get it separated and out of the room and away from the machine and the restraints, it should likely not come back. I'd recommend putting it in a cell upstairs and locking it just in case.
It won't fit in one of the cells. It's very large.
What about one of the cells in one of the other basements?
Those might fit it. They really weren't necessarily made to hold it, but they're big enough to hold its body. Like, if you go upstairs, certainly. The next floor up. One of those cells.
Yeah.
You'd have to cut it into really small pieces because the door is like person-sized doors, but...
They are specifically written as large cells.
Yes. Person-sized doors into cells that probably held multiple people.
Yes.
Or multiple creatures.
Well, if we chop him up a bit more and then put him in there, get him out of the room, if you all can get him into one of the larger cells, I will repair the pipe and we can have that not an issue.
We could also put parts in one cell, parts in another.
That's an even better idea.
So I'm just imagining a creature trying to put itself back together, but it can't because it's in two different cells.
Well, you know, Carrie, if you work fast enough, maybe you'll get to see that.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
hopefully it doesn't actually reanimate at all.
No, that's also a good hope.
It's not
You
fun.
do that. You work on that. I'm trying to make sure that this issue right here
I
does not get worse.
need everyone in the room to give me a dexterity save.
Ah,
I'm not gonna-
shit, dog.
I'm not going to be staying in the room. I moved to the doorway already
Okay.
because I'm not going to be stupid and stay in a room that I'm not doing anything in necessarily. I mean, I can still give you a dex save if you'd like.
We
I
got
think
advantage.
right now- I'm pretty sure the deck save is as we're having this conversation.
You can have advantage though. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll just roll a second time.
Does my danger sense give me advantage on this?
You can totally see what's coming. So yeah.
Yay! I need it.
Mhm.
I need it.
All right. Boop. Then everybody will take 10 electrical as the acid discharges. As it's been building up energy and like pouring into this area, discharges filling the room with like electrical bolts.
Okay, I'm totally leaving the room at this point because I have nothing that I'm doing in there.
Okay, everyone go do what I asked of you very quickly, and I will get this patched.
Okay.
All right, time to destroy, cut up a demon.
Swicky swack, swack, swack. Off goes the chunks.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at the 3rd level.
Acceptable. Acceptable, acceptable. Very fine.
$22. Great. That's actually pretty nice.
You know what? Let's just put up this for now. See if that works. That works.
Wonder if glass gets melted by this stuff. Probably, but it'd be fun.
Treated glass, maybe not.
I'm going
I
to
just wanna
say
make a
the
lava lamp
material
out of it.
inside the thing seems to be some kind of rubber derivative. Maybe some kind of like rudimentary plastic made from rubber.
So what you're saying is I can't make a lava lamp out
Nope.
of it. Aw.
You know lava lamps are just wax, right? Did you know that?
Yeah, but making a lava lamp out of like real cool electrical goo. Yeah, but making a lava lamp out of cool electrical goo is better than a fucking wax lamp.
But it doesn't have like the swirlingness. It's just yellow.
Yeah, it's just a yellow liquid that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably glows
So
a
if
little
you
bit.
ever get in trouble, you break the lava lamp over someone's head. I see no issues.
I don't know where to start, so I'm not going to.
Anyway, we cut up the body.
So, while you're cutting up the body, Kaz, you will notice that the gooping does stop.
Okay.
It stops coming out.
I'm still not going to leave this open pipe like this. So as soon as...
Please, you're pretty good. Roll me intelligence, because you got some good abilities. Here.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh, wait. I will boost that up to a 17.
okay. You're pretty sure it stopped exactly after 5 minutes of being open. Like, on the dot.
Okay, we're good. Well, I don't know if we're good. It stopped for now, exactly 5 minutes after I had opened it. Like, exactly. I don't know if it will ever start up again. So I say we continue doing this. It's just no longer a time crunch like it was before. I still am going to want to seal up this, but now you don't have to rush and be sloppy with your dismemberment.
Do you want me to try to follow the outside of the pipe up?
Not until it's safe to do so. I still don't really know when this is going, if this is going to burst again. I just think for now we're safe. After we've patched it, I absolutely want you to follow this pipe.
Okay.
Okay. You work on patching it up. You can take the time to do it at this point in time since it's no longer gooping out. And it seems as though most of the energy that was in the goop has discharged into all of you.
I took so much damage.
You took 10d6 acid goop. Acid electro goop.
Yeah, I absolutely could have deflected some of that with absorb elements, but I did not remember I had that spell. Nor that I had it prepped.
Well, why don't we take that actual break we were talking about a little earlier now, before we move on to the next part of possibly Joe gooping himself his own places. Props to find a location where goop comes from.
Have goop will travel.
Exactly. So if you just need snack, drink, bathroom break, go ahead and do it. We might only be taking the one break today because I think we're going to end around 11. We're aiming for that, or maybe a little before that. So, be back soon, folks. Boop,
Climb through a pipe.
boop, boop. Insanity. Hi, welcome back. Yeah, Claude, you're going to climb through a pipe?
Once the pipe is fixed, well, not the pipe, the hole around the pipe.
Again, like, you probably don't want to go in the actual pipe. That's probably a terrible idea. But going around
That's why I said the hole around the pipe, technically.
Yeah. But following the pipe into the wall is possible. Again, like, you'll be definitely squeezing heavily deep into it. And kind of going into wherever it will lead you. You're not sure where.
Well, since I'm the only person who can do this.
Tans, you should know there's an Among Us stream currently on your stream.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Why was that there? That was weird.
You were streaming someone else playing Among Us.
I may have been watching someone play Among Us on break. And I forgot to switch the channels back. Alright, you know, that's what I did during my break. When you all wandered off, I sat here and watched somebody.
I got a fucking popsicle.
I finished my donut and, like, it waited for everybody to come back. That's a thing.
I'm prepared to squeeze into a pipe.
Yeah, you're preparing a squeezer pipe. At least Lightning noticed. Why is there stream on screen? I forgot to change the page. I forgot I had the page up just for the map. I guess I don't need it right now. Let's just do that. Yes, okay.
Well, I'm normally not watching the stream. I'm normally watching on our Discord and have the chat popped out for stream.
Well, normally, like, I don't have the maps up anyway because we don't need to. I kind of had it up there while to, like, show people where they were in the house. Just because, you know, you were doing something down in the basement. It was a good thing to do that at that point in time. But normally, yeah, I just don't have maps up, and it wouldn't matter then when I kind of accidentally leave it on. Because normally I'm just using the Roll20 chat, which is popped out. And I don't need to be in Roll20 properly. Yeah, you have to be here. See, that's why you have mod powers, Lightning. So, prevent me from derping.
He's still dirt.
Probably.
So I'm going to fix the pipe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I'm going to crawl in around it.
Alright. The pipe will be fixed. You will figure out a way to kind of cap it off. Using some of the material from the pipe you were... Are you putting the pipe back in to reconnect it to the machines? Or are you just using what remains of the old pipe to, like, come up with a cap?
Can I come up with a cap?
You could. I would have to... That one I would definitely have to make you make a check for.
Tinker's Tools?
Tinker's Tools check, yeah.
I'll do it. I'll make a
Okay.
Tinker's Tools check. If it doesn't work, I can just reattach it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shockingly low roll.
You put something that you can, like, kind of, like, put something together that you think would probably cap it. You're not exactly sure if it is how... Until something would come through there, there's no test for it, kind of thing, you know. Currently, since there seems to be no liquid flowing through there, you think you're fine?
Okay. This might hold. I can't make any promises. If you still want to try going around and through it, go ahead. This is going to be your best opportunity.
Okay. Claud goes into goop form.
Okay. You're using your amorphous nature, you squeeze around the pipe and kind of squish into the wall. It is claustrophobic even for you, who, you know, you're an amorphous creature. You can stretch yourself out really thin and, like, you know, like, morph yourself. It is, like, we're talking about, you know, like, a quarter to an eighth of an inch diameter area outside of this pipe, between the pipe and the wall. You know, it was just barely not, like, it just barely got enough room for you to kind of go in there. So, you're not sure distance at all in this form. You can barely, like, tell anything, you know. Fortunately, you don't have a front or a back, so you could always go back the way you came. But certainly, you have no sense of where you're going at all. Like, at this point in time, you're so spread out and so, like, following the pipe, you're pretty much just using feeling. Like, you're feeling yourself along the pipe. There is no visual. There is no other senses you can get in this kind of format. After a little while, you think you'll come up to an area that seems to be multiple pipes. You're not exactly sure how many of them, but it seems as though, like, they kind of clustered together.
So now my option is to pick a random direction.
Well, they all seem to come together at a certain point. So you're assuming that, like, where the cluster heads towards where the origin is, or you could go on each of these individuals out where they.
Oh no, I'll go to where I think the origin is. Then.
That's pretty easy. The cluster will be able to follow. Once you get to that cluster, there's no more twists and turns. This is pretty straight. So you're not sure. Again, you have no idea where the hell you are. You don't know how far you've gone. There's no sense of that. You just know that you found, like, this, like, main piping almost that kind of then splits off into a bunch of directions.
I also have no way to communicate with them.
No.
Yeah, I don't have message.
Nope.
After a little while, the pipes will actually start on an angle down.
Oh god. I will keep going. In for a penny, in for a pound.
You are going to eventually amorph out into an open chamber. You are currently on top of the pipes, which are at like a maybe 45-ish degree angle.
Can I feel a wall or anything?
You emerged from a wall into this chamber.
Okay. Can I goop down the wall to I feel a floor beneath me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once I get to the floor, then I will solidify.
Okay. You go down maybe 200 feet from where those pipes came into the thing. There's a mess of strange piping as the floor. You don't know where this stuff here seems to be in the chamber, but it seems almost like this is actually like flush into the chamber, as if the floor is made of this piping.
Okay.
There is a central cylinder that just fills this entire chamber with kind of strange piping and dials and all kinds of like valves and stuff all across it. You can see there's a network of like vague structure for climbing around on this. It doesn't look very safe, but it's there. this thing is just like this massive metal cylinder. You're guessing like it's probably about a 30-foot diameter. And this chamber then goes about, maybe 50-foot diameter. So there's some space outside of this strange cylinder.
Do I see any exits out of the room?
Where you're at? No. But again,
I'll start like walking around. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to walk around the cylinder and look at the walls.
At the bottom here, there's a ladder which comes down the one wall. As I said, there's like a loose scaffolding that seems to follow this thing all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Like a wooden scaffold, like a wooden and metal scaffolding in various places, that kind of just follows this thing up it. You came down at least 200 feet. You can't tell how high up it goes because of the weird scaffolding and pipes and stuff that kind of block view eventually. But down here at the bottom, there is like a humming coming from the cylinder.
Okay.
Like a throbbing kind of hum.
Okay. So it doesn't look like it's a tank or something, really.
It's made of metal. It could be some kind of containment tank, for all you know. But this is beyond the scope of anything you've ever seen before.
I guess I'll climb up the ladder and see where it goes.
All right. You can follow this thing up. You will certainly pass where it looks like this chamber has, as you're kind of going through it, like its own network of like strange pipes that leads between sections of this thing. It certainly does seem like this central cylinder is sectioned off in a way. Approximately every like 20 feet is its own kind of like section. But you're not sure if they're interconnected on the inside at all. It just seems as though there's like a definite outside delineation between them.
Gotcha.
There are a number of places where piping goes off. You count about, as you're climbing up this, you count about half a dozen, including the one that you will recognize as the one that you came in on.
Okay, I'll note the one I came in on in case I need to go back that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue with the scaffolding and try to see if there's any other way out of the room other than the pipes. I mean, there has to be some way in and out for people if someone has to do something with this.
Yep. Eventually you'll get to what appears to be the top, where there is a landing and a large area where there's these massive metal levers, a number of like wheels that could be spinned, and what looks to be this strange like crystal, circular crystal in like a basin of like a table, kind of in the center of this. There is a door that leads out of this area, because this is kind of like on the one wall, kind of eaten out of it is like this room almost, so like the room overlooks this entire thing. The cylinder does go up to the ceiling, where at the ceiling there's that same kind of like tubing that you had like on the floor built into the top of it too.
Okay. I'll make notes about the crystal, like what color it is or anything.
It seems to be a relatively clear crystal. It just is kind of like it's actually like, it looks like something akin to you'd see like a glass sphere or even like a crystal ball, but it's like the center of this bottom thing.
Eldritch Sight.
Yeah. Let me put it this way: there's a lot of magic circulating in this entire area. The atmosphere has a level of magic to it. The whatever that thing is, the cylinder, is certainly magical. It glows with you can't identify all the energies, but you can definitely identify there is definitely an evocation. There's like an energy to it.
What about the crystal itself?
It has a divination kind of ability to it.
Okay. I'll make all these notes then.
Mm-hmm.
I will try the door. First, I'll check to see if there's any traps, just in case.
Okay.
I guess just perception.
Sure.
Nah. Not a great-
Yeah, you don't see any traps. It seems locked somehow. There's certainly an unusual mechanism to it, but it looks as though, like, whatever the unusual the mechanism is, you are on the inside of the mechanism. So, like, without rolling, you get a sense that most likely, if you could figure it out, you could easily, like, unlock the mechanism which is locking it a lot easier from this side. You know,
Can I?
it's like something like, you know, like some kind of like puzzle, like, or like code that has to be entered, like, you know, like pushing in certain things
I
on the
can't
other
do
side.
like a thieves' tools or oh.
You could
what can
on
I do with thieves' tools on this side?
Yes, because that's what I was saying is, you, like, on the other side, you probably couldn't do that because it would be pretty much just like flip switches, press buttons kind of thing in a certain order to like unlock it. You're on the inside, which has like all the mechanisms, so you could probably forcefully unlock it.
Okay, I am going to try to unlock it then.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Even with a crap roll.
You managed to kind of like, again, you're on the inside of this mechanism. You managed to see, like, you're not sure how the mechanism would work on the other side, but you can see where the correct, like, things to flip for unlocking it would be, kind of. So you kind of, like, you know, delicately use your tools to kind of like manipulate the things. So it was just like whatever like would have been done on the other side, you're doing it on the inside of this door.
Right.
But you managed to unlock it then.
Okay, I'll open the door.
All right. Inside the door is a kind of like simple room with a spiral staircase which leads upwards.
Okay, just in case,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking my manacles out
Mm-hmm.
and leaving it in the door in case the door tries to shut.
Yep.
Manacles would block.
Yep. Good call. Because certainly the door seems to want to shut. It seems to have been built inclined to shut. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a smart idea.
Nope. Very good idea. The door is now wedged open.
What does the mechanism look like on the other side? Does it look like something you had to punch code in?
It looks as though it's something like... It looks as though some kind of, like, sculpted art. But when you kind of, like, look over it, it looks as though, like, certain things could be pressed in it. So it's
you'd
sort of
need
like...
to know the pattern.
Yeah, you'd have to know the pattern of, like, pressing it kind of thing in order to probably open it. It's probably a little complex, but someone doesn't want anybody coming down here, you know.
Understandable.
Mhm.
Well, I will take the stairs.
Alright, the stairs wind up for a good 30 feet. Before it... You do see, like, brightness above. Like light.
Okay.
It's weird light, too. It's like shimmering light.
I'm going to keep moving, but cautiously. I'm going to actually stealthily move up.
Okay.
Jesus, I'm not rolling great.
Alright, so, in about another 20 feet, you'll notice where the shimmering comes from. The walls of this stone chamber change to glass. Magically reinforced glass. You are underwater.
Do I see anything in the water?
Fish.
I'm wondering if I'm in the zoo somehow.
Can you? You can turn into a mer person.
Yes. But I would also have to get through the glass somehow.
You have claws.
I'm going to look around the glass, look around the floor. Is there any mechanisms in here?
Well, again,
Any-
you're still on the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll wait till I get to the landing.
Yeah, you will eventually get up to the landing, as it'll go about probably another 30... let's say like 30 feet up from the... what the floor of the water body of water you're in, which looks to be like dirt or rock. You know, it's very natural floor. So that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You could be in a lake, you could be in the ocean, you could be, in the zoo.
We are not far from the ocean either.
Yeah. You have no idea how far you traveled either, because it was...
This could lead into the dock house for all I know.
Anyway, you're in some kind of glass chamber. It's odd because it's kind of got this weird, almost kind of, dirt and grass floor in here that you kind of emerge on. And there's like a tree in the center of it.
This is definitely odd.
You can see that there's, you didn't quite notice it before, just because you weren't really looking for it. But you can see it looks as though, you noticed that some of that piping that you saw before actually does lead up into here. As there's some kind of, small set of, weird panels in this area. There is also what looks to be, a hatch, that was in that submersible you were in the bottom, that looks to be in the bottom of this. And there is actually, a weird, flooring. That's, this, metal part of actually this entire thing. That, next near the hatch, that's probably approximately, 7-8 feet wide and, maybe, 15-20 feet long.
Does there seem to be a way to open the hatch?
The one hatch, you don't see any directly. You don't see anything on it. It looks as though there is a hatch, you just don't notice a way to open it. You can tell that the metal thing probably opens up to the water, too. But it's much larger.
Does there seem any way to open the metal thing?
There's a panel nearby to it. You could play around with the panel, which you do not know how to use it.
Is it writing, or is it just levers and switches?
Levers and switches. This is certainly artifice of some kind.
How long has he been gone? Out of curiosity.
By now, at least half an hour.
Because if it's going to be at least an hour, I will take a short rest.
Okay.
I'll wait until that time comes.
You'll still be short. You're working on it. You're resting up. Okay, so we'll just say that. We'll see how it goes.
I'll roll my fucking hit dice.
Uh-huh.
Can I try to make any kind of intelligence?
Yes, you can.
I will try.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my strongest suit. The way I've been rolling tonight. No.
You take a look at it and you're like, you could guess, but that's about it. I mean, I can tell you, you can fiddle around with some of the things here, and I will make a check to see what happens, but you have no educated guess as to what you can do.
Yeah.
It does certainly look like there is about 3 pipes that come in here. One of the panels is by this stuff here. So you're guessing that this panel must relate to the hatch and the weird metal door
Plate.
Hatch thing,
Right.
plate. They must be connected. There's one over by the tree, and one at the far end. Now, the stairs come up near the tree. This is some kind of, glass dome, too.
Is the tree magical at all?
You don't detect any magic from the tree. Not, with your spell. If the tree's a living thing that has a magical nature, you know you won't detect it the same way.
Right.
There is no actual enchantments on the tree, though. And, the ground seems just normal, too. I mean, you're probably, 100 feet down from the surface. So, I mean, I'm going to say that theoretically, the tree could still be getting enough light to maybe survive. Though, it's surprisingly, crystal clear water out there.
Yeah.
Or at least what it looks like,
That's why I'm wondering if we're in that zoo.
I also have to note, you are in an area that the water is fairly clear, too. Though, if you're near the coastline, it probably is a lot more turbid. Definitely. But because your area is kind of subtropical, you have relatively clear water when you go a little deeper.
Well, I guess I'll try making some educated guesses on this switchboard and see if I can.
All right. I need you to roll me. Let's roll me a d6. All right. Hey, guess what? Clunk. The hatch opens.
Is water coming in or is it
Nope.
staying out?
It's staying out.
I'm going to jump in and turn into mermaid form.
Yeah. You saw
And
this. You saw this on the. You did technically see it in the submersible, but you can tell that like even when it popped out, there is a magic to it that's probably keeping it kind of like a bubble of air here. Certainly. All right, you're in the water.
I will swim towards the surface.
All right. You will break the surface. You are out in the ocean.
How far away am I?
You'll take a look around. Yeah, you can see the back end of your house. At least 1,000 feet away.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I want to try to do something here.
Sure.
I want to swim back down to the hatch.
Mm-hmm.
I want to attach some string down here.
Mm-hmm.
Swim back to the surface with the string and tie it to the bottle, an empty bottle that I have,
Okay.
to try to kind of mark this place.
Sure. I will give you. There's one more thing you're forgetting to do.
Oh, close the hatch? Well,
No.
no, because I don't want to close the hatch.
Something related to your bottle.
Cork it.
There you go.
Yeah. No, yeah, no.
I cork it.
Yeah, I'm corking.
Close
Yeah.
it up
Otherwise-
so it actually floats. But yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you can tie it in. Have it just floating there. That'll work. The bottle will float when it's filled with air. And how much string do you have?
It's I think 100 feet comes in normal string. Let me double check.
Yes.
Oh no, it's 10 feet in a burglar's pack.
So it's
That's
the burglar's
not gonna
pack.
be enough.
No, that is not going to be enough for burglar's pack. Yeah, 10 feet of string is not nearly enough. Yeah.
I thought it was more than that for some reason.
I mean, you could have gotten more than that. But you
Yeah,
didn't think-
I probably would have gotten more than that because
I'm pretty sure we canonically have like a mile of rope.
yeah, but rope might be too heavy to keep the bottle.
If you wanted to take some time, let's say you could use some rope, you could break it to its individual strands, and then just tie the strands together.
Yeah, I'll have to do that
You could
because I definitely want to.
Yeah. You could take
Mark-
50 feet of rope, just break out like 3 or 4 strands, tie them together on any of the ends. Like you're just
Right.
doing something really simple. Attach it to the hatch, and then lead it to the top, and it should be fine.
Yeah.
And you can then tie it to the bottle. I mean, again, it'll take a little time, and certainly you'll be getting back past that short rest for Kaz.
Yeah.
But you can swim into shore and show up as a merfolk arriving at the docks where the weatherlight is.
And climb out and go back to normal form.
I mean, there'll be some like semi-surprised looks, but I mean, they're on the weatherlight. There's probably a lot of weird shit that they see.
Hi.
Hello.
Is Radiant around?
Let me see.
Because I know she hangs out at the
Yeah.
boat a lot.
Oh, hi. What's up, Claude?
Would you mind flying me back to the house? I just swam 1,000 feet.
Okay. So kind of pick you up unceremoniously under like the one arm, and then just fly you up to the house.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's some weird stuff going on.
When isn't there?
I forced my way through a wall to follow some piping that led me to a weird mechanical room, then led me up some stairs that was under the ocean into another room with a tree and more mechanical devices. I figured out how to open the hatch, and I swam back here. I did mark where the thing is, so we can get back.
Great.
And I need to report back to Cass.
Just, great. Just gonna leave.
Also, can you spare any heals?
Sure. You need...
I kind of got electrocuted.
Oh, yeah. Give me a moment here. She'll, take a few rounds and prepare for...
I don't need a lot. I'm only slightly toasted.
Where do I have that set up to roll? That's not the one I have to roll. Oh. You heal 20, because I'm just going to take the average, because then I don't have to roll.
I'm back to full.
That is the average.
Thank you.
Sure.
And then I'll book it back down to the basement and cast.
Yes. So coming in through the door, as you're all kind of hanging out in that room, having, cleaned up, the demon, you're just kind of hanging out there now. Actually, no. Claude. There's a group of people in your dining room.
Who's in our dining room?
A man dressed in blue robes.
Motherfucker.
A woman with red hair. A woman in green robes. Another core who looks very upset about being there.
Hello?
Excuse me. Are you a person that's in charge of this household? When we showed up, the people down at the Weatherlight said we could just wait here. We've been waiting for a little while now, and no one's around.
Oh,
except for your nice golem friend. He seemed polite and served us tea.
Everyone's in the basement at the moment if you want to follow me.
Sure.
The sub basement.
Why don't you tell them... Is Tefra down there?
Yes.
Tell him his friends are here to help out. Is this...
Will do.
Alright.
Sorry, fought a demon, got electrocuted, went on a weird journey. I will let him know immediately, though.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Claude.
Hi. Jace.
God fucking damn it.
Pleasure to meet you. I will head downstairs immediately.
They were going to show up shortly, so while you were down in the basement on adventures, they showed up.
I'm shocked we spent the whole ass time just sitting in that room. I figured we would have gone to do things.
Well, I actually, properly cleaning up the horrible demon took up a lot of that time, probably. Yeah. Like chopping it up enough that you felt safe to repair the thing, that didn't take too long. Getting all the chunks out of, a 16, 17 foot tall demonic creature made of, horrible amounts of flesh, bone, and metal, that took a while. And then probably cleaning up what was left over, because there's probably contaminated, too.
I spent the time recuperating from my injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably waiting for Claude going, what the hell is he doing?
Claude will show up at the door.
Okay.
Hi.
Part of me expected you to come out of the hole in the ground.
I'll explain in a second. Where's Tefri?
Around.
Oh,
Why?
His
yes?
friend. Your friends are here. Jace says hi.
Oh,
They're in the dining room.
then perhaps we should all move back up there. We can review.
Did Alatar serve them tea?
Yes.
Good.
Also, follow the pipes. There's lots of pipes. Multiple directions, but followed it straight to the source. There's a giant cylinder tank in an artifice room with scaffolding. I followed the stairs up, eventually leading me to a glass room under the ocean with a tree, some grass and dirt, a bunch more panels, and a portal, like the submarine.
Oh,
how we got it in
porthole.
porthole. Yes.
Okay.
He's probably very frazzled at this point.
We'll figure that. There's a lot happening right now. Apparently, we have guests. We'll deal with the guests, and then we'll go deal with weird room in the ocean.
I marked it and left the
Good.
porthole open. The water doesn't seep in.
We'll take the small boat out.
Yes. And I made sure the door to the cylinder room was propped open with some manacles
Great. Why?
because it was trying to close.
No, not that. Why manacles?
It's what I had on me.
All right.
I figured they're sturdy and metal and it would hold.
Sure. Would they just use like a dagger or something?
It was all metal flooring.
I mean, you could have just. Never mind.
Yeah, it just worked. I don't use the manacles for anything really anyway normally.
Sure. Let's go deal with our new guests first. Make
Sure.
introductions. Be polite hosts.
I don't have a polite bone in my body.
That's not true.
No, that's true. You can make an effort.
I think the pinky's split.
It's
No.
possibly.
I will not make an effort. I'm a bastard.
I've noticed. You're lucky you're an endearing bastard. Let's go meet Teferi's friends.
All right.
Okay. I look forward to seeing it.
They'll head upstairs. Everybody will kind of lead into the dining room where everybody will get some seats, I assume. As Tuffy will be like, I'm glad all of you did answer my summonings. Apologies for kind of springing what was going on here, but since things have been... There seems to be a lot of strange issues here. I felt like it was good to call on all of you. Karn will kind of like inform him. There is certainly a source of phyrexian taint here. It seems to be old, though. Stuff that is left over from the Great War. Most of it. I've seen no signs of anything Argentum-related except for one creature that seems to have passed away and was dissected. We discovered it eternal in one of the rooms. Which all of them will kind of like cringe at that. Just you can see visible, like there is like a visible kind of sign of like, that's bad. The portal can connect to anywhere. And they'll report on the portal. They'll report on the Hedron and the strange jellyfish monster. You know, the usual.
Sorry to interrupt. If we could dispose of the jellyfish as soon as possible, I would appreciate that. It has attempted possession of us once already, and I don't want it to happen again.
The core lady be like, if I assist you here, this is the end of what I owe you from the war, right? We're even? Yes, here. Excellent. You can take care of the other one. I'll see what's going on with the hedron that was created. And I'm going to talk to the one that created it. She'll just wander off. How about the rest of you? Are you saying anything?
Well, if there's anything you want to see in the house, we can show you it. Otherwise, we have something that might need addressing under the ocean.
Well, yes, kind of. That I don't know if the cylinder room is technically under the ocean or still.
The entrance is under the ocean, so that qualifies it enough.
Yes, at least if there's not more. But yes, the one I know about.
This house is a lot. I'm sorry that you're here.
Maybe, God, my brain is dead on names. The mechanical man.
Karn.
Karn. Maybe Karn might want to come with us for this.
It would seem prudent that I could assist. My lack of needing to breathe and not being affected by the depths of water would help.
I also have that now.
Also, there's a lot of artifice down there. Well, I can show you the way.
We have a small craft. And a larger one, but the larger one will just keep moored because we don't need it.
It's about 1,000 feet from the docks.
Alright. Let's get to going, unless any of our new guests have any questions that need answering.
I will talk to them about helping work on some of these issues, if you want to look into that strange artifice.
I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, let's...
Karn will be like, you will have me for a little bit. Since this does seem to be strange artifice related to what was keeping that phyrexian alive. And I worry that some of this might be based on phyrexian technology. I will help investigate it. The rest of you should take care of the other problems at hand.
The pipes did go in many directions. It also could be what helped create whatever the owner is now.
Maybe powers the zoo as well.
You know that one of the clusters of pipes eventually broke off and led to the underground. Maybe some of those other rooms down there are connected to that grouping. And one grouping of those 6 led up to the dome. You're guessing, Claude.
Okay.
The other 4, you're not sure where they go. And even that one that, like, the one that you went on particularly, you know, you're guessing that maybe, you know, they break up into that nearby area. Just because, probably keeping things close. Alright. You're gonna take the dinghy out and dive down Kaz, Claude, Karn. Is Carrie gonna try to dive down 100 feet?
Oh.
I'd recommend not. No. I got rid of my Cloak of the Manta Ray, so I can't stop you from drowning anymore.
Aw, womp womp.
And also, there's nothing to fight down there, so Carrie doesn't care.
You wanna help some people deal with the horrible squid monster?
Oh god.
The one that tried to possess me? Fuck yeah.
I mean, you have a mind mage who'll protect you now.
Yeah, there's no danger in that.
Yeah. He's also probably going to read that it seems to be currently cut off from its titan directly. You know.
He's also going to be a real dick about it.
Yeah, probably. He's going to be an ass about it. Yeah. The red-haired woman will just, like, snap a finger after like they discuss things for a little bit and like read things for a little bit, and the thing will immolate.
Nice.
Part of me also wants to go talk to the man in the basement, but I probably shouldn't. But my impulse control's also gone.
Let yourself get distracted by the hot ladies.
Listen, it's a very good distraction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hot ladies in
There's
this
the hot core
house.
lady.
There's the hot core lady. There's the hot lady who's literally on fire sometimes.
Yeah.
There's the elven chick with green tattoos.
Yep.
There's also the angel in overalls I've yet to flirt with, which is a travesty.
Yeah, I know. It's just you got so many people, so little time.
I need to start my harem.
Like, so, want to join a harem?
I know that you're an interdimensional entity, and you travel between worlds, but you want to join a harem?
You want to join a harem and rule Orborg with me?
Want to occasionally show up, have massive amounts of relations, and then, probably head off on your own crazy adventures again, only to possibly return later on for more sexy time adventures?
Listen, it can just be a pit stop. It doesn't have to be a permanent home.
Mm-hmm.
You do with that. We're gonna go diving.
Yeah.
Finally, my new lungs come in handy.
Since we did want to end at 11, it's because Matt's not feeling great. Why don't we call it here? Because then a Maxwell could join you probably, and then we're not.
He doesn't need to breathe either.
He doesn't need to breathe there, and then we can actually get into that section of things pretty formally.
We could also ask if Vatula would like to come down.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, she can breathe water too.
Yes, but she's probably doing something with Maxwell right now until Maxwell shows up because it's Schrodinger's Maxwell and Latula. Until they observed, they're not actually there. But yeah, maybe we'll end it here. We're only about 2 hours into this shift, but since we're gonna end a little early anyway, this isn't too bad. Before getting into a formal thing with everything, I think it's probably a good point to do so. So, hey, you discovered some kind of a strange magical artifice power generating source.
Yes.
Let's harness it and use it for our own nefarious deeds.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
When are any of my ideas ever good?
I want
I
to just
get
get
that.
rid of phyrexian technology.
Phyrexian technology is that kind of like
I just want to make it into a lava lamp.
steampunk like robotics kind of thing, so it's kind of got that like feel of like lots of levers and switches, and it's got actual like
It's almost like diesel punk,
diesel
like,
punk. Yeah.
dark and gritty
Yeah.
steampunk.
I just don't trust it. I have no idea why.
Uh-huh. I mean,
Just instinctually, I don't trust it.
that's good reasons. I mean, they build biomechanical parts, so I mean, it's very easily to say like they've developed stuff like this, and that maybe it's either being mimicked or something,
Hey.
based on it.
I make biomechanical parts that aren't evil.
That's
I'm
true.
also-
That's why you don't know if this is evil or not. It could be copying evil and making it a non-evil version of it, because just because it's a copy doesn't make it evil, but you haven't discovered that yet.
I'm also wondering if I lucked out on that opening the hatch because a little voice possibly inside my head knew what to do.
You don't know, but I will tell you, the two that would have been helpful for you to roll out of those would have probably been 4 or 6. 4 or 6, and you rolled a 4.
Yeah.
Before you rolled,
But you know what?
that's what I determined. Out of your 6, I'm like, 4 will be the hatch, and 6 will be the plate thing. Well, something will happen with that.
I'm just thinking, Claude's probably thinking, I'm wondering if part of me knew what to do.
Which I'm going to tell you, like, as soon as Kaz sees it, he might recognize that from the stuff he studied before, the hatch thing might be an area for perhaps a submersible to dock with this.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
A very small one. Because remember, submersibles are a technology that is being that has been rebuilt the guy you talk to just has the known functioning one. Doesn't mean there aren't more out there.
Doesn't mean there's not one under the boathouse.
That might be true. I'm gonna say that might be quite literally true.
Well, I gotta investigate that now.
You've got to find some secret passages, because there's probably a couple of them to discover and some more secrets to discover at this house, which probably why you have the super friends of the Magic Universe here. You probably want to have them help out if anything terrible happens.
We'll just have them fix everything while we explore the house.
I mean, they're technically taking care of the majority of your, like, actual issues, save for the portal right now. They're cleaning up the rest of the room messes.
Yes.
So
that's fine.
Right now, you're gonna be down to Portal and Evil Lich Man.
Look, if they handle the small things, we'll handle the Evil Lich Man. I don't know shit about the portal except that it can get to Kaladesh. That's all Kazran knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've kind of said that it can go anywhere.
Yes, but Kaz doesn't know how to get it to go anywhere. Kaz only
You know
knows
how
how to
to
get
have
it to
to
go.
I'm gonna say, like, if you'd worded it differently, you may have seen some other planes which were less friendly than Kaladesh.
Yeah, I was specifically asked, what do I look for?
Yeah.
And I said invention.
Yes. And Kaladesh is the plane of invention, so that's what you got. You could have definitely phrased it and ended up in a couple of other places that would have been similar to your... Phyrexia was technically an option on the list, depending on how you said it. I mean,
Yeah, if I had said, like, biomechanics, I would have gone to New Phyrexia, and that would be bad.
Karn's worried about that because, this guy could have been tapping into things because he knows that New Phyrexia, though it was on the has taken over recently, it's been growing in Mirrodin, now New Phyrexia, for quite some time. So there could be something from that would be here, and that's what he's been worried about.
Well, I don't know. We walked him through the house. If he didn't see it, it's not there. Well, except now there's secret passages.
Yeah, now there's secret passages.
Yeah.
But these are issues for next week. There are more problems that you can solve. And, Wintress and Hang had a nice talk with a very angry core lady who only showed up because of what happened at the War of the Spark. And probably, I'm going to just canonically say, time-wise, this is right before the shit that happens over in Zendikar. So that shit's going to be happening soon between her and Lisa.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, this is pre that, time-wise. I don't actually know that the timeline's supposed to be, but I'm saying it's that. Anyway, thanks for joining us all today. We were down a couple of players. Lindsay's still on, like, a hiatus. Hopefully she can come back soon. And Lee needed to take a break tonight. Just wasn't feeling very well. Unfortunately, Mads wasn't feeling well, but well enough to join us. She's alive. So why don't we do our normal thing, and we'll go through our cycle of these three, which in this case, instead of jumping around color wheel style, we're just going from it's going to be on screen, it's like, what, left to right?
Left to right.
Left to right on screen, yeah. So, hey, Mads. Got some shout-outs.
Despite evidence to the contrary, I have been here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I am also in a location on Tuesdays with two of the three people here. Joe and Tantus and I are all on Funny One's Star Trek game, and we ended up skipping last week because Josh had some fun plumbing issues. But hopefully we'll be back next week, and we can interrogate Kardashian. I know it's Cardassian, I just like saying Kardashian.
We know you do.
That's it. I don't got nothing funny to say. I'm very tired.
Yep. Fish.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fish Harlan. You can, of course, find me here. And also, this week, you can find me gaining psychic powers and using them to start the world's greatest boy band.
Great.
The psychic powers are secondary to the boy band.
Of course. And Joe.
I'm Joe. You'll find me here and Tuesdays on Channel.
Yeah.
And that's about it at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have to shout out Star Trek then, but I can of course shout out 3 shows other than this one, which of course is every week at 8:30 p.m. EST on this channel Thursdays. So you can join us next week for that. If you're looking for more tabletop related content, 2 p.m. EST all 3 of these days. Saturday for Discussing Tabletop, the tabletop discussion show where we talk about news and interesting topics related to tabletop and role-playing games. Monday for Records of Evil, Lawful Evil D&D games set in the Aeron, modern-day version of it. Legacies of Kain on Tuesday, a Vampire the Masquerade game. Yes, all 2 p.m. for all of them. All fun ones. And occasionally I do stream games during the week. That's the main tabletop-related stuff. I hope you can catch any of that stuff. I hope everybody's going to have a great rest of your day, great rest of your evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully you can join us next week for more adventures. But until then, farewell, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.